Strike a match and watch the flame leap to life. That fire was never hiding in the little head. Half of the match is stuck on the side of the box. And the spark is born from a substance that once killed workers. This is how matches are made, from wood to the striking flame. If you love interesting facts, this one is pure chemistry. So where does the fire actually come from? Most people swear the phosphorus lives in the head. It does not. The head is packed with fuel and trapped oxygen. One powder there holds oxygen locked deep inside it. Another simply waits nearby to burn. Bind them with glue and press them into a bead. On its own, that tip is safe to touch. It cannot light itself no matter how hard you try. Start with the humble stick beneath that head. Most matchsticks come from soft aspen or pine. Machines slice whole logs into thin square splints. One big log becomes thousands of little sticks. Each stick is thinner than a coffee stirrer. Soft wood is chosen so it catches fire fast. Hard wood would fight the flame too long. The plainest part is quietly doing real work. Raw wood has one dangerous habit. Blow out a match and the stick keeps glowing. That smolder could drop a hidden ember anywhere. So the splints are soaked in a special salt first. Now the wood dies the instant the flame is gone. Then the top is dipped in melted wax. The wax feeds the flame from the head down into the wood. Now think about that quick, sharp scrape. Rubbing the head builds a sudden burst of heat. That heat cracks open the oxygen-packed powder inside. A flood of oxygen pours out in an instant. The fuel beside it erupts in that rush of air. The head carries its own little weather inside. It does not need the air around it. It feeds a fire it built from nothing. Something quietly nags at me while I write this. This same tiny flame is being struck all over the world. A giant match plant in Sweden. A busy factory in India, a small workshop somewhere in Brazil. I am genuinely curious which country you are watching from tonight. The country, not the city. And wherever you sit, the match hides a clever secret, because the head still cannot start a fire alone. So where is the real fire starter hiding? Look at the rough brown strip on the box. That stripe is coated in red phosphorus alone. That stripe will never burn on its own. This is the twin the head has been missing. Drag the head across it, and the two finally meet. Neither the box nor the head means much apart. The match and its box are a matched pair. Not every match needs its special box. Some carry the whole secret in their own tip. Look for a match with a pale two-tone head. That tip hides its own dose of phosphorus. Scratch it on almost any rough surface, and it flares. A brick, a zipper, or a boot heel will do. These are the matches that light truly anywhere. Freedom packed into a single head. Look closer, and both surfaces feel gritty. They are secretly loaded with powdered glass. Both the head and the strip carry it. Every scrape grinds glass against glass. That grinding is what spikes the heat so fast. Without it, the strike would be too cool to catch. So crushed glass is the hidden spark maker. You are dragging tiny blades to make fire. Here is why a damp match betrays you. The head is held together with a water-loving glue. Its chemicals happily dissolve in a little water. Wet the tip and the whole recipe falls apart. The oxygen powder washes away before it can burn. That is why a soaked match only smears. One drop of water disarms the tiny bomb. So picture the head and the striker stripped together. One side truly burns, the other only triggers it. Which part do you think holds the fuel that actually burns? One word: head or striker. Write it below. That colored bead is smaller than a grain of rice, yet it is built in careful layers. The splint is dipped once to prime the tip. Then it is dipped again to form the burning head. Each layer must light the next in order. Get the order wrong and it fizzles. It is a tiny bomb with a strict sequence. All of it balanced on a sliver of wood. Now imagine the speed behind all this. A single machine can pour out matches without pause. It can finish millions of them in a single hour. Sticks are cut, soaked, waxed, and tipped in one long flow. The finished sticks race by in a blur. Each match costs almost nothing to make. Boxes fill faster than your eye can track. Fire, mass-produced by the ton. Some matches laugh at wind and water. Their heads are wrapped in extra fuel and wax. The flame crawls all the way down the stick. You can dunk one, and it keeps on burning. Sailors and soldiers trust these in a storm. A match that survives the sea sounds impossible, yet it can burn like a fuse underwater. Not every match rides in a little wooden drawer. Some come flattened inside a folded paper book. The striker once sat right beside the matches. That closeness set off fires in people's pockets. So makers moved the strip to the outside cover. A small change quietly prevented countless burns. Fire folded flat and made a little safer. All of this began with a lucky accident. A chemist was stirring a pot of fire starter paste. A blob dried onto the end of his stirring stick. He scraped it against the stone floor to clean it. It burst into flame right in his hand. He never even bothered to patent the idea. A dirty stick lit the modern world. Try to picture life before that spark. Starting a fire could take long, sweaty minutes. People struck flint on steel to catch a faint ice spark. They guarded glowing embers overnight like treasure. Losing the fire meant a cold, dark night. Whole households depended on keeping one flame alive. Then a pocket stick made fire come in a second. That was almost unthinkable magic. That safety trick made one country very rich. A Swedish maker split the fire into two parts. His matches could not light by rough accident. The safer match spread across the whole world. For years, Sweden nearly ruled the match trade. A humble little stick built real fortunes. Whole towns grew up around it. Look at that calm little flame once more. It burns far hotter than your kitchen oven. The tip runs hot enough to melt soft metals. All that heat rides on a stick you hold. A finger length of wood becomes a small torch. Such a tiny thing carrying such fierce heat. And it all began with a single scrape. The early match hit a terrible price. Its tip once used deadly white phosphorus. The fumes slowly rotted the jaws of factory workers. Many of them were young, and many were poor. Suffering finally forced that poison to be banned. Makers swapped in a safe cousin of phosphorus instead. A glowing little convenience was built on real paint. Here is the twist hiding right in your hand. A single match cannot make fire by itself. The head alone will never light. The striker alone will never light. Someone deliberately tore fire into two halves. Kept apart, the two sides are almost harmless. Only a violent scrape lets them find each other. So what truly happens in that flash? The scrape heats the red phosphorus on the box. For a split second, it changes into something new. It becomes white phosphorus, wildly desperate to burn. That is the same violent stuff once banned as poison. A speck of it is born and dies in a blink. That tiny ghost is what lights your match. So look at that plain match one more time. Soft wood, soaked so it will not smolder. A head full of fuel and bottled oxygen. A stripe of phosphorus waiting on the box. Split in two on purpose, all for your safety. United by heat, glass, and a flash of poison. Instant fire, folded into your pocket. I still cannot get my head around one of these. That every strike briefly creates the same deadly substance they once banned. Which fact surprised you the most?